Hello everyone, I'm Chandana from Vishnampa team. Today we are going to learn this kit, circle concepts kit. So by using this kit, we are going to understand the concept of circle and all the concepts related to circle in a geometry. So before going further, let us explore this board. So here this kit is like a rectangular board where we can see six circles on each place, means within a two rows, each row having three circles which are arranged like total six circles. So before starting our concepts, let me remove all the circles from the board. These all are like a removable and we can replace that because of the magnet we can attach back to the board. So first I'll try to remove all the circles from the board before starting the concept. Now, if we can see our rectangular board is empty with six spaces to fit these circles. So before starting the concepts of circle, let us understand what exactly is a circle mean. So I'm holding the piece of circle. So let us understand what exactly the circle means. So circle is nothing but a set of points having same distance from a fixed point. See that fixed point is nothing but a center. See from center and having set of points with the same distance, so which will make a circle. So I'm repeating the again, circle is nothing but a set of points having the same distance from a fixed point, where that fixed point is nothing but a center. So here I'm keeping this first circle in a first empty place. Now let us understand the basic concepts of circle. So for this, I'm taking the second piece of the circle. So here we can see three things: radius, diameter, and tangent. So before explaining this concept, so I'm sorry, this diameter, half of the tactile, it's not there. So we'll make sure the tactile will be more comfortable to understand how exactly diameter will be like. So now start this concepts of and its relation. So first we'll go with radius. So as we see, this is the radius. So radius is nothing but a distance from center to any point, only one point. Center, the distance from center to any point. Here is our point, and the distance from center to point on a circle is called radius. So we understood the concept of radius. Now let us understand what is diameter, this line. So as we know, diameter is always twice the radius, but let us understand what is exactly the diameter means. So diameter is also passes from the center, exactly that will divide the circle into two equal parts, means passing from the center, the line passing from the center, and which having two points to touch, and the diameter, the line will divide the circle into two equal parts. So by this we understand what is diameter, and we will learn the difference between diameter and chord in some time. Now we have the tangent. So it is also like a line similar to this diameter. But what is the difference? Now we can observe the diameter is passing from the center and it will touch us the two points on a circle which divides the circle into two parts. But whereas the tangent will always touch one point on a circle, it can be anywhere, but the line that passes from the circle by touching only one point, here we can see only one point, and the line is passing from the same single point on a circle, so this is called tangent. So I'm keeping this here. Now we completed the second part also. Now let us go to the third one which we want to learn. Here you can see I have two curved things. One is the smallest curve one and one is the biggest curve which I have. And together if you can see, we can find the bound, we can see the circle boundary. So let us understand what is this. These are called arcs, minor arc and this is major arc. What is an arc? So we remember the diameter. Diameter is like from center, the line touches two points on a circle and cuts the circle into two halves. So whereas this is also a two points but not exactly a center points. So 2 points on a circle, maybe that point can be here, 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 anywhere. So here in this example we have the point A is here and point B is here. So on a circle having a 2 points, and now we have to see from these 2 points, if we see the smallest curve, the smallest curve in between these 2 points is called minor arc. The biggest curve between these 2 points, as you can see in the camera, so the biggest curve in between these 2 points A and B, this is called major arc. Now we can see minor arc and major arc together will give us what? Circle boundary. So I'm keeping this here and one of the empty circle. So now we can understand, here we have some point A and here we have some point B. The smallest curve, here is our smallest curve. The smallest curve between A and B is called minor arc. The biggest curve between the same point A and B on the same circle is called major arc. Now let us understand the next concept of circle. We have the concepts of segment. As you can see in this video, this is like a this is like a circle, but it is not dividing exactly into half. Means the line which we divided is not exactly making the two half parts. It is making some parts but not exactly the half, like how diameter will do. Now let us understand how to define this segment. So as we mentioned, we have to learn the difference between the chord and this diameter before going to the segment concept. So chord is also a line that touches 2 points on a circle, say point A and point B. So this is like a line. The chord is also a line that touches 2 points on a circle, but it won't pass from the center. If it passes from the center, the same chord itself is a diameter of the circle. But you have to remember, the chord should not divide the circle into two equal parts because it will comes under diameter. And also you have to remember always the biggest chord will give us diameter. Now by this we have to remember that. So here we have a chord, the line which touches 2 points on a circle. Say here is point A and here we have point B, and the line that passes on a circle by touching 2 points, so is called a chord. Means it is not going at the center, it is going somewhere on a circle. So now we can see there is a line that dividing the circle, so it is not like a half because this is not a diameter. Now let us understand what segment is here. So the region between this chord, means we have to check now whether it is the smallest region or a biggest region. So from chord, the smallest region, from the chord to the smallest region of the circle is called minor segment. From chord, the biggest region is called major segment. So now from this we can understand, with the help of this chord, the line which having touching points as 2 points and not passing from the center. So this chord will divide the circle into two parts but not exactly equal parts. And these two parts, the smallest region from chord to the circle, if we have smallest region, this is called minor segment, and the biggest region between the chord and the circle is called the major segment. So I'm keeping this here. So now we can see this is also fixed. Now let us go to the next concept. Now if we can see, this is looking like a pizza and it is like a slice of pizza, and this is the biggest portion of the pizza. So let us understand what is this. This is a sector. So what exactly is a sector means? So as we know what is a radius. Radius we learned here. So radius is a distance from center to any point on a circle. Now if we can see here also we have center where our piece is divided, and from center we can see two radius, means in a same circle we have two radius which are touching two different points. Here is point A and here is point B on a circle. So if this is a circle, from center we are having two different points where we are calculating the distance like a radius from center to point A, center to point B, this radius. So if we try to see this together as a circle, so the smallest slice means after dividing, means after checking where is our radius, this is the smallest distance between these two radius, region between these two radius, and this is the biggest region between these two radius. So the smallest region between these two radius is called minor sector. The biggest region between these two radius is called major segment. So we understood, which again together will form a circle. So from center we have two radius which touches a circle in two different points, and checking the region in the smallest region between the two radius will give us minor sector, and the biggest region between these two radius will give us major sector. So I'm keeping this here. Now let's see the last concept of circle. So here we can see it is kind of similar to this arc where we have minor and major arc, but not exactly. This looks like a boundary of a circle, but not exactly a boundary of circle. But let us understand what is this. As you can see, this is written as a ring. Now we will understand what is this ring. So actually in terminology we have to say as annulus, 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 not exactly like a ring, but yeah, for simple English we'll use the word called ring. So we'll understand why this ring came in between the concept of circle. So this annulus is nothing but the region between two concentric circles. So this is the region. This ring is the region between two concentric circles. Now let us understand what is concentric circle mean. So concentric circle is nothing but two circles drawn from the same center. So here we have a circle and here we have a center. From center, if we draw one circle, then it is called a circle. And from the same center, if we try to draw the different circle on the same circle, or within this circle or outside this circle with the measurements of radius, so the region between these two circles, the above and this below, or this circle and its below, so which will be like a similar to this ring, the region between these two concentric circles. So I'm just repeating what is concentric circle mean. The circles which having the same center, and the region between these two concentric circles will form this kind of ring, which is kind of like a boundary of circle. No, but this is double boundary, because this is one circle and outside is one more circle, and this region between these two circles will find this ring. So thank you. Hello.
ఎంతసేపు
10 minutes లాస్ట్ ది పాజ్ చేసాను ఫోన్. సార్ మీరు వెళ్ళండి, సార్ మీరు వెళ్ళండి, నేను ఏం చేయను, వర్క్ ఉంది. ఐశ్వర్య కూడా ఆకలేస్తుందని అమ్మ వెళ్ళిపోయారు కూడా, ఇది అక్కడ కూర్చుండా పిలువు అని. నేనేం చేయను సార్, మీరు వెళ్ళండి అందులోకి మరి.